sucks, guys. It really does suck. Fortunately, we made some moves, etc. And we kind of knew that the type of content that we make, for us to be able to give you this content, we have to.
It comes at a cost.
It comes at a cost, dude.
And it won't be here forever.
Yeah. And
we knew that going
Fresh
into
always said this, enjoy us while you can.
Yeah. They thought we was capping, man.
Yeah.
They thought it was a joke.
And we made moves on the side knowing that this could potentially happen. And guys, we the channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got Fresh and Fit being demonetized, man. After all these years, man, these brothers that got demonetized, and I'm gonna just tell y'all, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it, man, because I enjoy Fresh and Fit. I really enjoy Fresh and Fit, and I was hoping maybe one day I can hop on the show just one time. But before we get into that, man, do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe. So if y'all haven't heard, Fresh and Fit has been demonetized from the YouTube platform, right? And listen, let's not be oblivious, right? Some people might not know, really. Some people might not know. But the other people, we knew it was going to happen. We already knew it was going to happen. Why do we know it was going to happen? Well, I'm going to let my good uncle, O'Shea Duke Jackson, break it down, right, and show you the videos, because he's been talking about it for months, and he was one of the people who said, man, listen, your platform will be taken down. Your platform will be taken down because some of the antics that Fresh and Fit are doing, mainly just Myron, right? It's mainly Myron. Fresh, he's just in the corner, but Myron, he does a lot of things, man, that's very questionable. Something, man, where you would be like, you were a cop at one point. You were a cop at one point. Like I said, I hate it, man, because once again, man, listen, he's a good debater. I enjoy watching his videos. I enjoy watching everything that he does because he's a very intellectual person. But when you start going over here, putting on, a freaking cone hat, and, y'all know what I'm talking about, putting a white cone hat on your head, and going back and forth, you of course create issues, man, that is going to hurt yourself, right? So let's look at the video.
It's very obvious why you got kicked off of the partner program. And trust me, as a guy who's seen creators come and go, it was evident, okay? So many people are complaining about, the malicious language you brothers use. And again, stop the show. I don't even want to call you brothers. Let me say this. I don't even want to call you sisters. You clowns use. It was obvious. There are certain limits you can't do, right? You're not going to be able to make fun of black people and say the hateful things you say against blacks or women or whoever you want to talk about and think that it's not going to happen. You can put out your hateful thoughts all you want, but the repercussion of that is somebody has the right to report you. You don't know who's listening to your podcast. You got CEOs in YouTube that are women, or people up there that are women that are in the black community that are in YouTube. You don't know who you're talking to. So when they see your hateful content, they're gonna pretty much go ahead and clap back at you. And of course, some of the things you guys can say about women, we also know that's true. But the hateful rhetoric that you clowns have toward the African American community, I'm glad they got your ass up out of here. Okay, now that's just not it. Here's the part where this fool has the audacity to start crying. Let's check it out.
But nowadays, free speech is kind of like, is it even a thing? I mean, not really.
And and I've already put a considerable amount of my money into this new studio for you guys. I already put it in. I'm like all in. You know what I mean? And it's okay. I'm never gonna say, well, I'm doing this, blah blah blah, and I hate doing this. I love doing this. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say I didn't love doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better. It just sucks when something that you worked so hard to build up, they're just. And here's the thing: it's not about the money, man.
Yeah.
It really isn't about the money, man. I could walk away from all this and be okay.
Today.
What bothers me is if we're not able to be on YouTube, we might not be able to reach someone who really needs us. If you guys saw the amount of messages I get where they say I was going to end it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I saw your video.
The question is, who else is going to do it? Who?
Samuel Dima. Oh yeah, you know, we gave up our lives for this. This ain't about money. We wanted to help you guys. How are you helping guys, bruh? We're gonna be real, okay? You guys roast chicks. You guys do collaborations. You guys don't like to pay, okay? You're helping yourself. We gotta be honest about this.
A lot of people's biggest issue with Myron and Fresh, Fresh, was that they quote unquote hated black women. Right now, for me, I made a video a long time ago, man, when Fresh and Fit decided to bring Asian Doll onto the channel, onto the show. They were trying to sit over here and say after that situation that they had with her that, you know, they hate black women. For me, I'm like, nah, that's false. They don't. Until this very day, I still believe they do not. It's just that the immaturity, right? It's just the immaturity. You sit over here, put on that hat. You sit over here and, you know, say certain things. Now, listen, they did crack a few jokes about black women that, you know, hey, I could care less for just because, you know, I'm not that type. I'm not sensitive. It's not like Family Guy where you have these people getting upset and saying, hey, well, they need to go ahead and stop. They need to take these jokes. They need to take jokes about us out of their program. Joke about everybody else, but when it comes down to us, don't joke about us, right? And you sit on here like, what? So for me, I'm not excluding anybody from jokes, man. They joking on you because you're black. They joking on you because you're white. They're joking on you because you're Asian, Indian, whatever. I don't care. You know, a joke is a joke as long as it's funny, right? As long as it's funny, right? But for them, sometimes it was more like, I mean, dang, man, like. I don't know if I can keep defending this, bro, because you doing some off the wall shit. Then you had that little cone hat situation. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I didn't even care too much for it because, like I said, I don't care about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about shit like that. And then the thing, right? A lot of people keep throwing in. Well, here's another reason why they took him off the platform is because they brought Nick Fuentes on. People, man, listen, dude. Goddamn, listen.
Oh my God.
Bringing Nick Fuentes onto a platform, I do not see an issue with. Right now, it'd be a different story, man, if this dude was just all out he was out here like, I don't know, like he was living like he was in Jim Crow era. Then I can understand that. But to bring him on to actually just have a debate and just talk, right? Because they brought Nick Fuentes on before this so he can debate Destiny plenty of times. And those were some pretty good conversations. I enjoyed them. Some people probably don't. You know what? Hey, some people probably say, hey, man, there's pointless. You didn't get anywhere. But I enjoyed it, right? I enjoyed it. I got some entertainment. I also got some value out of it. Whereas you got a lot of people who sitting over here saying, well, no, man, he doesn't like black folk. He's this, he's that. You know, forget Fresh and Fit because they decided to put him on the platform. Well, I mean, you know, hey, once again, what's wrong with diversity? See, the thing with Fresh and Fit is that when they brought Nick Fuentes on, they brought somebody else that can battle his viewpoints. Something that Pearly didn't do. Fresh and Fit brought Nick Fuentes on and brought other people on to battle Nick Fuentes, to debate Nick Fuentes. Just Pearly didn't. We can at least give Fresh and Fit some room to breathe, given that they allowed somebody else, that they allowed people to debate Nick Fuentes and not pull no stupid ish that just Pearly did, right? But as a black community, we just can't get by, well, he's a racist, so well, why are you even putting him on the platform? Forget this guy. And once again, I get it. I understand it. I understand some of the things that he said to Pearly about black folk. I get that. But at the same time, once again, man, a lot of this stuff is about entertainment. And if you can get Nick Fuentes on and somebody else that can debate Nick Fuentes, I bet you a lot of people really wouldn't care. Like people would still care, but they wouldn't care as much right? They will not care about Nick Fuentes as much because hey, you know what? You got somebody on here to embarrass this guy. You got somebody on here to put this guy in check. Instead of doing what just Pearly did and just sat here and say, hey, well, you know, you can talk about my black folk as much as you want. You know, we're gonna have a ball about this. But also, like I said, people, they have a hardcore, they have a hardcore point of view of red pill. I mean, listen, they don't talk about family values. They only talk about how a man can get rich and how a man can get bitches on the date. Right? I mean, they even agreed with Rollo Tomasi about, or some of them at least, they even agreed with Rollo Tomasi about young guys getting vasectomies just so they can keep their head on track. They can smash as many women as they want and they don't have to worry about having a child in the midst of it. And it's like, that's not something that you want to tell a young guy who doesn't even have kids of his own, right? Who's literally in the age range to start a family. That's something that you should want to push. Like Sneeko said, that's something that you should want to push. You want to push family values. Fresh and Fit didn't push that. Then Fresh and Fit was once again, Fresh and Fit had a hard on thoughts mentality, right? So women can't breathe around you, right? So like I said, man, you know, like I said, I appreciate Fresh and Fit. I appreciate everything that they've done over the years. I was introduced through Fresh and Fit by Kevin Samuels, right? Or through Kevin Samuels or whatnot, you know, and through Fresh and Fit, I was able to find Poor Man's Podcast and so on and so forth. But like I said, for Myron to be so oblivious, right? For Myron to be so oblivious to this, to be so oblivious at the fact as to why he got kicked off, it just goes to show, man, hey brother, might need to take some accountability in this situation and say, hey, well, you know what? I did a bunch of, I mean, if you ask me, if Myron came out and said, you know what, I did a bunch of, idiotic things, I did a bunch of things, man, that I should not have done, right? I look at that as a woman sitting over here being in her 30s who have tons of kids saying, well, you know what, I was just young and dumb. No, but you had the opportunity to make the right decisions. Myron had the opportunities to make the right decisions. He chose not to. And then the fact that, once again, you're in the red pill, so you're going to be held to a higher standard, which is why I said he has a hardcore point of view of red pill, right? But for me, like I said, when I looked at red pill, I looked at accountability on both sides, right? I looked at men being able to actually be men. That's what I thought red pill was about. And once again, calling out inconsistencies in America. But once again, when you look at Fresh and Fit, they're not talking about family values. They're not talking about, they're only telling you, man, how you can become another Andrew Tate. And it's like, once again, look, Andrew Tate is a one of one. Most men should not want to be like Andrew Tate. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Be like Andrew Tate in the sense that you're masculine, you have a very strong frame, you know what I'm saying, you make your own money, but you should also, but here's my thing. Look like and act like Andrew Tate in the sense that you got the money, you got the motivation, you got the drive, you got the discipline, right? You got the money or whatever, you got the status. But take the ideas of family values with you, right? You can have tons of money, you can be like Andrew Tate, but at the same time, have a wife, have a family, right? Take away sleeping around with every single woman that you come across, because once again, that's what Andrew Tate is about, right? But once again, you can take all the good things from Andrew Tate and apply that with being a good father. Apply that with being a family man, right? Take away the, constantly sleeping around with women and all that extra stuff. You take that away. Have the main basics, have the basics of being a man, such as Andrew Tate, along with family values. Dude, you can make that, you can mesh that together. But once again, they're not going to teach that. They're only going to teach, hey man, be like Andrew Tate, be able to have all the cars, be able to do this, be able to do that. But who cares about having a family? So y'all do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe.